Good Saturday afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to another video. And I've changed locations. Of course, I'm back in my library, and I decided to get this video up a little bit earlier because we only have like 5 days left in June, and I know that I already have enough books for like a haul. So, without further ado, I'm going to bring you my June book haul. And of course, you know how I start these book hauls off. I still have Book of the Month, which is a monthly subscription box that caters to readers, and you get the opportunity to pick up to 3 books. Your first book is, your first month is $9.99 with a book of your choice, with 2 other books that are $9.99 a piece. And as you progress into the service, which as you see behind me, I've been a member for a long time. Coming up on 3 years this November, actually. Yikes. But anyway, the price there will be $14.99 and $9.99 a piece for each add-on you pick. So without further ado, let's get started with my Book of the Month selections. Here they are. My June Book of the Month pick was Things We Do in the Dark by Jennifer Hillier. And what I heard about this, it's about this woman who is accused of murdering her husband, but she keeps a secret and nobody knows until the mystery occurs or something like that. But this was one of their thriller picks, and I've been seeing all of the channels I follow on BookTube already have this book, so it's in my possession now. Things We Do in the Dark. The next one I have is also a thriller pick, and on many people's collections, and that is The Lies I Tell by Julie Clark, which I didn't know that this was the same author of The Last Flight, which I do have on my shelf. I haven't gotten to it yet. Surprise, surprise. But this is about like 2 women befriending each other, and they also keep secrets between them. So yeah, this one sounded really good too, and I kind of like that cover too. But that is The Lies I Tell by Julie Clark. And the final book I got was a backlist book, and I've been wanting to look at this book for a while. This is actually a legal thriller, and this is called Miracle Creek by Angie Kim. And God, this was an April 2019 selection, so it's definitely been on there for a while. But yeah, this is a legal thriller that is mostly like a courtroom scenario, and I think it has something to do with like the murder of like a Korean person or something. I mean, the author is Korean, but I haven't heard anything about this book at all, but it just sounded very intriguing, and that is Miracle Creek. That's everything from Book of the Month. Now I got a couple Amazon pickups. Let's do it. First book I picked up was actually a pre-order, and that is From Below by Darcy Coates. My God, I got another one. And this one sounds like a ghost ship, and I guess it's about like these people trying to uncover what actually happened. And it's a honker too. I mean, this thing is probably got like nearly 500 pages. But eventually I will get into her. Just don't know when. I mean, she's got some really thick ones, like this one. But I got some shorter ones by her, so I should get going anytime soon. But that is From Below by Darcy Coates. Next book I got is a really, really slick looking book. And I gotta tell you that I so been wanting this for a long time. So let's pull it up. This is a special edition of The Crow by James O'Barr. And this is a classic graphic novel that came out in like the 80s and 90s. And it tells the story of this rock musician who gets murdered, and his fiance also gets murdered. So the Crow comes to help him resurrect and get revenge on his murderers. This is a really, really fantastic cult movie. I mean, everybody knows the legend behind The Crow's production, where Brandon Lee got accidentally shot and killed. So it's a cursed movie, and I'm pretty sure this graphic novel is going to be very hard-hitting. So let's pull some pictures up, especially the back here. It's not death if you refuse it. I mean, I almost forgot to mention that this is all in black and white, so it'll be a very visceral art style, because I'm used to seeing a lot of color in my graphic novels, but this is definitely on my TBR, very soon. I mean, this is really, really slick. It's plain. But yeah, that was The Crow by James O'Barr. So that wraps up Amazon. And I literally just got these books yesterday and today. But I did manage to go to Barnes & Noble this month. How silly of me. So let's pull those up. Cut out. But these are going to be my Barnes & Noble pickups, starting with Fight Club by Chuck Palahniuk. And this is based off of the 1999 cult classic of the same name. I've never seen the movie, but I definitely want to watch it very soon. And this is basically about a dystopian America that has these underground thugs producing a fight club. And everybody knows the first rule about Fight Club is you do not talk about Fight Club. So I don't know much about this, but I just picked it up on a whim. And I guess I got to give away some of it, because this goes by the narrator as the main character, but he's trying to figure out who Tyler Durden is. Everybody knows that the narrator is Tyler Durden. So I definitely want to give this a try, and it's not that long either. So that was Fight Club by Chuck Palahniuk. And I actually got that name right. Next book I got was Lock and Key 3, Crown of Shadows by Joe Hill and Gabriel Rodriguez. And of course, I already had the first two volumes, and this just continues that collection. There's a couple pictures, especially this one. That and there. So yeah, this is the third edition. I definitely can't wait to get to these and see how I like them. But that is the last of my graphic novels in this month. The next 4 are new releases. So let's pull them up. And that first one is The House Across the Lake by Riley Sager. And unfortunately, this is not a Book of the Month edition, so it's really going to annoy me, but I just got this on a whim, and it's basically about like this famous woman who witnesses a murder at the house across the lake, I think. But I don't know much about this one. I haven't got to Survive the Night yet, and I've heard that one might not be as good, but I heard that this one might be the same thing. So we'll see what happens when I get to both of those. But I did read the first 4 Riley Sager books, so that's still a good chunk. But that is The House Across the Lake by Riley Sager. Next book. And I literally had no intention on getting this, but I bought it for like the cover. That is The Ravaged by Norman Reedus with Frank Bill. And this tells a couple stories about 4 different people, I think. One's like a biker, one's like a teenage girl, and they're all like trying to go to Mexico or something. And that's all I can tell you about this book. Of course, if you don't know who Norman Reedus is, he is Daryl on The Walking Dead. Which, there's his picture. And I gotta show y'all the actual hardcover without the jacket. It's pretty dope. I'm okay. But yeah, I definitely want to try this really soon. That was The Ravaged by Norman Reedus and Frank Bill. Just let me put this back together. Okay, there we go. 40 minutes later. Just kidding. Moving on. The last 2 books are going to be shown right now. And that is The Island by Adrian McKenty. And this is labeled a thriller. And I think it's about this family who goes to this island and are hunted by people. Let's just read the back. It was just supposed to be a family vacation. A terrible accident changed everything. You don't know what they're capable of until they come for your family. So that's all this blurb says. So this could be like a group of like murderers or something after this family. And it kind of like reminds me of a movie called A Perfect Getaway, starring Steve Zahn and Mia Jovovich. I'll show a graphic when I edit. So this one sounded very intriguing, and I definitely want to get to it very soon. So that is The Island by Adrian McKenty. I forgot to mention that he is the author of The Chain, which is a book I do have on my shelf. I haven't gotten to it yet, but that joins that. The last book is Hidden Pictures by Jason Reculak. And this tells the story of like a babysitter looking after like this little kid who draws like disturbing pictures, and she tries to figure out what these pictures represent. I mean, there's a ton of pictures in here that are pretty cool. I mean, this is actually very heavily illustrated, so I'll show you a couple of them. So yeah, this one sounded really decent too, and that marks the end of my June book haul. So let me know if you guys read any of these books, and let me know if you enjoy seeing all this stuff. And I'll have my Elvis review, and a Black Phone review, and a Lightyear review coming up very soon. I also want to do my movies I watched in June video, and I might actually have a secret video coming up very soon. I'll let you know when everything's going to happen, but that's all I got for this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.